record it, and you can go ahead and share your screen.
All right. All right.
Mhm.
Welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. And we'll just
Happy
jump right in.
Sunday.
All right, we'll let a couple others join in. So we'll start off a little slow, just with overall what's the current market conditions. So yeah, if you guys haven't joined us our Sunday sessions before, we usually record our content for YouTube, but it's also pretty much some free lessons that you guys can pick up. So if you guys are just started with trading, you guys are just starting to use TradingView and started charting, it's a good place to be to get some tips, so you guys can do some research for your investing. Um, but yeah, we also have a school group. So we're developing this group on the side because our Facebook group grew up to 40,000 members. And so we started to make this place to kind of have another channel. And with the goal for this one is to have a spam-free place. So any of you guys, if you guys are tired of the spam on the big channel, you can go here and then you have a little bit more streamlined experience. So you'll see a lot of the same content. But yeah, just we have different stuff here. We have different guides that you guys can access here as well. So this is some other free resources that you guys can use. So yeah, make sure you sign up for school and I'll put that in the chat right now so you guys can have a link to that. Let me find my chat 1 second. Oh, no, it's not there. Let's see. Oh, so I don't usually use Mac. I usually use PC, but this is my portable one. But yeah, that's our school. If you guys want to join, it's free. But yeah, so let's look at the market conditions. So
Okay.
looks like futures, S&P futures, Nasdaq, looks steady. Looks overall
You
not
forgot to get your
unchanged.
daughter to go back with you
Um,
because she had a
oil.
great time.
I thought I saw oil. Oh, can you guys mute?
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Um, Oil.
You just
Same.
enjoy being.
Let's see here. Okay, nice. Okay, good, good. All right. Yeah, it looks like nothing too eventful happening in the futures market. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. $1.99 ES, not much movement. NQ looks like normal movement. Let's look at HYG. I like to look at HYG. It lets me know what the risky money is doing. So a little bit of positive trends or a break in negative trend on HYG, which is good. It's good for equities. That means that hedge funds are placing bets on some junk bonds. It's usually a good sign. Let me look at the long-term chart.
It's a sign that people want to take more risk
Risk
on
appetite.
on things, at least for the moment, right? So you look at the treasuries as well, TLT, right? It should also be, well, actually, no, it looks like that's going down. Okay,
Yeah, so yeah, whenever that's a good
right.
point. And on TLT,
Hmm.
whenever I see it bottom out, I got reminded by an old trader friend of mine that when it's this low, it means that the rates are as high as it can possibly go. Like rates are like maxed
Yeah,
out pretty much. That's one of the
because
one of the
see,
signs.
the reason why rates get so high on the treasuries, is because people don't trust the debt, right? And they want their money, they want a greater amount of money for how much they loan the government, for the various programs.
Makes sense.
So, this is something you want to keep in mind, right? If this is going down, that means the yields are going up,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
the 30 years a little bit high. That
Right.
usually spooks the market.
Yeah, and especially if it's 30 years, right? Because they're like, hey, if I'm going to loan it for 30 years, I'd better get the maximum possible amount that they're going to give me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's a stable money. It doesn't get any more stable
Right.
than that.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed backing.
Right. So some of you might ask, okay, what does that actually mean for the general market, right? What it actually means is that, um, people are like, in some sense at least, right? They're not trusting that the government will actually be able to pay back, or whatever entity is lending it. In this case, it would be the government, right? Junk bond yields are much higher than treasury yields, right? And that's because there is always a question as to whether they can pay back. So the repayment risk is, higher, right? Like, or at least if the perception of repayment risk that the repayment risk is high, then people will demand more of a yield from whatever loan that they are giving, right? Which means they are basically like, I don't want to take the risk unless I get back some more for what I put in.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll go over to our slides. So what we're going over today is reading the chart. And these are some simple indicators, but effective, that every beginning trader should needs to know. And so we'll be touching base on MACD, money flow, slow stochastic, and support and resistance. So what MACD does is it covers the momentum shifts and crossover signals. It's usually represented by a orange and a blue line. You're looking at those crossover signals and the histograms and histogram sizes. Money flow index, that one's pretty much exactly what it says. It's kind of measuring the flow of money into a particular asset, commodity, or stock. If you see an uptrend in this direction, it's usually a signal that money is pouring in. If you see a downtrend in this index, then money is going out. Slow stochastic, one of my favorites. It's kind of a lot of people forget about the slow stochastic, but it's very powerful, and I'll show you guys in the next couple of slides where you can use it in its most effectiveness. Support and resistance. This is kind of like your bread and butter, kind of knowing where your stock could possibly where the ceilings could be, and possibly where your bottoms can be. But yeah, you guys can drop in questions in the chat, and then Anand's watching the chat, and then we can go over those questions. So what is MACD? In the chat, if you guys use MACD, type MACD, MACD in capital letters. If you guys currently use the MACD, type it in the chat. And what it is, it pretty basically measures the relationship between two moving averages, the 12 EMA exponential moving average and the 26, and it's to show momentum shifts in price. And there's a zero line on MACD, and it kind of that's your baseline. MACD crossovers that are towards bottom on the bottom of the zero line are a little bit more stronger. Same thing for the top. The farther away from the zero line, the more effective those crossovers are. And as I mentioned before, the signal line is orange, and then if it crosses above it, it's bullish. If it crosses below the signal line, then it's bearish. The histograms show momentum strength. One thing to keep note of about the MACD is that it's a lagging indicator, and it confirms the move after they start. So use it to validate, not to predict. So we'll look at a few in the MACD. We'll look at a few charts using MACD right now. And so let's see. Let's look at Visa. I've been watching this one for a while, and I love it on the longer term, like with all. Okay, let's see. Looks like with MACD, we're getting a little bit of a crossover below the zero line. That could be good. Let's look at the weekly on how that looks. Weekly MACD looks like it's just chugging up, performing as normal. And so on the histograms here, so this is your signal line. When you have the orange crossing, well, actually, when you have the blue crossing the orange line, that's your bullish signal. That's your crossover here. And you can see the bullish movement here after that below the zero movement. And then you have the histograms here. So red is selling off a distribution, and then your pink is accumulation. And then your green is continued accumulation, stronger. And then once you get into the light greens, then you're going into the start of distribution mode. And so for so we'll just look at MACD for now. And this one is my money flow here. I'll show you guys that. And I'll do it in this order here. We'll do MACD second, and then we'll do slow stochastic last. And we'll look at it like this. So it's a little bit easier. But yeah, let's see. Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. What's Tesla? Tesla's been moving around quite a lot. And let's see. Tesla MACD looks like we have a little bit of a hint of accumulation. Let's do a little bit of charting here. Let's see. General trend is down. So always draw your trend lines first so you get the broad picture. So yeah, this is not anything exciting. I wouldn't be interested until we get around here. But yeah, if you guys want me to look at any tickers, type them in now. Let's see. Anon, you have any tickers in mind that you want to check out?
We can look at Netflix.
MU? Okay, let's do Netflix and then
Yeah.
MU. Yeah, Netflix. All right. So this one here.
Yep. So what we want to do is, yeah, this is a downtrend, right? And what I like also is looking at the candlestick patterns, right? And I also like having the Bollinger Bands,
I like this.
as well.
Let's see. Let me add Bollinger's real quick.
Yeah. Yep. Because that'll tell me, when to kind of get in and so forth, right? And when to get out. So see how when you go to the bottom Bollinger, right? And you see a certain type of candlestick pattern, right? Like in the previous up move, right, where it went to the top Bollinger, you could see a kind of a Harami pattern, right? And then it went up to the top Bollinger, and then it went down. Unfortunately, of course, since the trend is kind of downward, I might prefer to maybe buy puts at the top Bollinger more than anything.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see that engulfing pattern there, and that would probably be more reliable than than the one from the bottom Bollinger. So generally, if speaking, of course, you don't want to trade against the trend. Right. So we want to see a break of the trend line, and kind of all the averages pointing back upward. And the Bollinger's also kind of pointing upward, before we say, okay, yeah, now it's back to, being in an uptrend.
Good point.
Right.
So
so you can see that,
I do like this. Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to combine price action with the indicators.
Yeah, I do like this crossover signal here on the MACD. I like that fading accumulation, pink MACD on the weekly. And then all I would need to see is I would like to see this trading in here before I get interested.
Yep, and the moving averages on the main chart also crossing over.
Yeah, and then if we look at daily, see how daily looks like. Looks like daily might be fixing itself, but not quite.
Yep.
But give it some time. So yeah, we have our eye on Netflix.
Yep.
And let's look at MU. And then MU looks like it's starting to break a downtrend a bit. Let's see how the MACD looks like. Looks like MACD. I like that pink. That looks good. No crossover though, but we have that accumulation signal here, which is nice. But yeah, that's how to use a couple examples of how to use MACD. And then so some of the things the thing with MACD, it's a good indicator. But it's a good confirmation indicator, but it shouldn't be your only one. And so the problem with MACD is that it signals, but it signals kind of late. So by the time that it does signal, the movement is half over. So if the MACD is late, then it comes down to the environment. So if the environment is healthy, then you could be okay using a MACD. And so speaking of environment, let me go ahead and pull that up right here on a separate chart. Let's see here, super charts, and we are going to go to, all right, let's look at look at overall market here. So let's see, we are currently in a, looks like green, we have green ADX. So this is generally a positive environment. If you guys have been trading in the past 2 months, you probably can report that this last 2 months have been extremely difficult, and this is the reason why. And it's because of this orange ADX, which is CHOP, also known as reversion to the mean. So what does reversion to the mean mean? So what reversion mean to the mean means is that the likely moves of the market is it would snap back to the middle. So
Mhm.
middle being the 21-day EMA is a middle. Um, so during this time, the market's very choppy. You're putting in calls, they're getting decayed, they're coming down, they're hitting your stop loss. Even during this time, our breakout trades weren't working very well either. And then the time before that was a sell-off time. And this was sell the rip period. I'll just count that whole area. This one is sell the rip. And then if you guys remember before, it was a lot easier. Pretty much all your calls was working for quite a long, you can pretty much blindly buy anything in the S&P 500 and you probably would have been okay with those positions. MU, SanDisk, Western Digital, SPY, QQQ, all that this is all fine and gravy. So the good news is that right now everyone's cautious, but when in reality, we're in buy the dip environment. But
Mhm.
it comes with a caveat, and it's the VIX. So I'll get into that next, but yeah, this is the current environment that we're in. So what this means is,
Even
it's not
there,
as
right? I would urge people to wait for it to pull back to one of these averages before you buy anything, as long as the ADX remains green.
yeah, yeah. With this green ADX, um,
Right.
it leads us to believe that bounces off the 8 EMA, bounces off the 21 EMA, and the 50, those should be fine. That's of course, if there's some crazy tweet or something that happens in the war, that's gonna go out of the water. But as you can see, we have these stacked EMAs here, and then you also have stacked EMAs here. These are all flowing upwards. This is a healthy time, good time to invest, good time to kind of calm down, go, enjoy the summer, go enjoy golf, do something else, go out with your friends, be away from the screens because there's not a whole lot going on. But here, looks like people are coming back. Maybe from hedge funds are done with their summer vacation. So yeah, so that's something to keep an eye on is the market environment. So yeah, so then with this environment, if you're using MACD, it's a little bit more forgiving. But yeah, the other signals that we have or the other indicators we have is the money flow and slow stochastic. And we'll show you guys kind of all at the same time using them. So below 20 on the money flow indicator is oversold. In the 50 is a neutral zone. And then above 80 is overbought. So what I like to use money flow is by tracking the trend. Getting a couple of points. If it's getting higher lows, it's a positive trend, money coming in. If it's getting lower highs, then it's a negative trend. Money is flowing out. Slow stochastic, it's an oscillator. It pretty much compares the high to low range over the past 14 periods. The ranges are from 0 to 100. And the key levels on the slow stochastic, over 80 is overbought, below 20 is oversold. So whenever it's below 20, it's an indication that it's possibly oversold and that there's a bounce ahead. And then, so how to read it, and I'll change the colors for you guys so you guys can see it, is it's this bottom indicator here. I'm going to change this to white so you guys can see it better. Second, we're going to make this one white. All right, so this crossover is a signal, and we'll show it how it looks in the past. And so let's see, this is biweekly. So this is biweekly on the oversold. We had that crossover on the slow stochastic. Money flow is showing that money is coming in. MACD is showing a fading yellow histogram with crossover to confirm. And then you have this nice bullish move. So slow stochastic, super powerful. And it works
On the
similar
higher time frames.
on higher time frames. That's right.
Yeah.
And then on the Qs, you see kind of the same thing. Crossover, money flows coming in, fading MACD histograms, crossover, nice, beautiful candles here. So this is huge. Calls on the QQQ would have paid extremely nicely on here. But yeah, so for slow stochastics, reading it in this method is the most strongest on indexes. If you were to look on an individual stock, the slow stochastic, you might not get that same kind of reaction, but you could use it as as a filter. Like you're kind of searching through stocks and saying this is what's possible. And then so for here we have the crossover on the upwards. You have a little bit of upward moves there. We have a accumulation. My favorite signal is the pink MACD crossover. Some bullishness there. But yeah, let me look at something else. Let's look at Intel. Intel's been talked about a lot. And let's see. So let's see. Intel weekly. Let's look for a strong. Okay, so this one looks it can be having something coming up ahead. Pink MACD. We have the slow stochastic possible crossover up ahead. We have the increasing volume. And we're right around the midline. So the 21 weekly. Let's see how monthly looks on this one. Monthly looks like fading green. A little bit overbought. Money flow on the monthly looks like it's starting to ease up a little bit. But yeah, we'll look at a few others. RTX, let's see, RTX is going up. That's weird. Looks like maybe the war is calming down, but then RTX is going up, or it's not calming. Maybe it's getting worse. But we'll take a look here. Let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia has been taking a break for a while. Okay, so Nvidia, not a whole lot going on. Looks like it's changing direction from a downtrend. But we're hitting top Bollinger. Top Bollinger usually is the maximum of a move. Like you're kind of stretching the rubber band. I mean, you could ride the top of the rubber band for a while, but it's eventually going to snap back, and then that's what's that showing here. Same thing for the bottom. Bottom showing that rubber band being stretched. And there right here, this is a squeeze. I can just tell by the Bollinger Bands how close they are. And let's see what we have here. Um, well, yeah, let me try to find an example. I think I was looking at some IBDs. Let me look for an IBD. All right, so IBD, it does have a free version. And let's see if it lets me get past this thing. Do-do-do. All right. So what's hot? Okay, let's look at some of these. These are stocks that are on the move. These are stocks that are making big price movements on unusually heavy volume. And this is a signal that institutions are either buying or selling. So I think some of these look familiar from last week. Let's look at Eton. Let's see, close that one. Eton. Okay, wow, nice big green candle on the W. So looks like a breakout. We probably wouldn't chase something like this. But look at that MACD. Let's see if the monthly MACD gave us a clue on that one. No, but it was moving too fast. This one did not give us a signal. All right, let's look at another one. DIOD. DIOD. Okay, so let's see. Looks like it's hit a 52-week high recently and starting to recover. Looks like it got somewhat near the bottom Bollinger. We have accumulation pink histogram. Money flow is neutral. Slow stochastic is crossing. So not a perfect setup, but we'll watch that money flow to really confirm. Let's see. ECO. And ECO is riding the top Bollinger. And we have accumulation.
And it has a downward hammer right now, so caution.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean it's going to reverse, but at this point, I'm just going to wait for that pullback.
Good idea. These long tails showing us that we're kind of maxing out for now as far as the upside. And let's look at NMM. Looks like some kind of logistics stock. Let's see here. Okay. Looks like it used to be at one point a $300 stock, and now it's 80. Could be something there. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly is okay, so it's accumulation, but it looks like a cup and handle kind of a breakout. this formation here. It looks like cup and handle breakout. So nothing pressing, nothing super exciting about this one. Let's see. VIRT. So it looks like a lot of these already ran away in general. Yeah, these are stocks that are pretty much breaking out. I don't see an immediate signal on any of these right now. Let's see if I can find one that's um kind of ready for us. TV scanner. Let's see. Okay, I forgot our URL. Hang on. All right, let's see what we have here. Let me look at Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin's not moving a whole lot, but I like to keep my eye on it. Okay, so Bitcoin oversold on slow stochastic. Money flow is trending downwards. So nothing happening here really on Bitcoin. And let's look at the SPY. How does SPY look like? Okay, so for SPY we have overbought. Money flow is on the higher side, so up, money's flowing in. Volume is uh at average. MACD histogram is accumulation mode. So it looks generally bullish. We're approaching, looks like almost the top Bollinger, so we don't have a whole lot of room to run. Something to keep in mind. If you're taking SPY calls, this here is kind of going to be like your downward pressure. So your move is looks like about like $10 or so on the SPY, something to be cautious of. Let's see if Q is looking really similar, except on the weekly we have a fading pink MACD. Looks like money flow is neutral on the Qs. And let's look at IWM. Looking the same. Let's look at Dow Jones. Okay, wow, Dow Jones looks nice and healthy. Yeah, so it looks like just shift sector rotation looks like is what I'm seeing. Not a whole lot of sell-off. But yeah, let's see. Do we have any requests for charts? Let's see. Okay, no requests for charts in here. And let me think of another one. Okay, SanDisk. Remember SanDisk started to kind of change direction. Okay, this looks nice. All right, so weekly, we're gonna draw the trend line, and it is in the buy zone. And let's see if we can have some of those indicators support our thesis. Okay, so this looks good. I like the slow stochastic crossover on SanDisk. Money flow looks like it's a little bit neutral below 50. I like the yellow histogram here. And I also like the breakout, which is the break in trend here. So this doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna rocket banana upwards. This doesn't mean that. What this means is that the downward trend has stopped. So this only leaves only two possible directions. It can either go sideways or it can be a V bounce upwards. So I kind of like a setup like this. And let's see if some of those other AI names are doing the same kind of move. And so let's see this one, Western Digital. They need hard drives to put those language models on. So that's why this is one of those AI names. Looks like it's starting to peak out. I want to see a yellow histogram here, and I want to see this crossover before I get convinced. Let's look at Seagate. So for Seagate, okay, looks like it's really similar to SanDisk. We have a breakout, a break in downward trend, yellow histogram. We have a crossover for slow stochastic, and then that's looking pretty good. It could be something there. So I would like to see these AI names go back up. And then Microsoft, this one ran away from us. And so Microsoft gave us a signal. Let's see. Looks like not much of a MACD signal. I think we took it for this move, and then we sold it here. And then the second move, it popped up on earnings, and that's why we missed it.
Yeah, because
Uh,
we don't play that.
yeah, we don't trade earnings.
Yeah.
So most of this move is all from that earnings jump. So yeah, so I would like some Microsoft, but not now. I want it to cool down. We're way too high on as far as the Bollinger points go. I don't have a setup on. Oh, that looks kind of good actually. That monthly. Let me see how the weekly looks. Not a whole lot of a setup on the weekly. On monthly, looks like there could be something developing. This one here with the MACD crossover, and you also have the fading yellow histograms. In the past, this one did really nice for a monthly move. But yeah, these are old kind of old school indicators. The MACD money flow slow stochastic. And so if you're using TradingView free, I think you can do 2 indicators max for free. But if you want to get all 3 and not pay, go to Yahoo Finance, and you can add all 3 of those indicators, and so you can chart these for free. But if after some time you guys are using TradingView for a while, then you can subscribe and you can get unlimited. You can get like kind of these crazy charts and stuff like that. You can do like a quad charts. Like these are kind of cool. But yeah, in the meantime, if you guys are just starting out, um, yeah, just use the free one at Yahoo Finance and you can put all those tools in there. But there is one thing I wanted to share with you guys, which is the BPSPX. And I think that was the main attraction of this meet when I posted it earlier this morning. So BPSPX. And so I'll show you guys. This one is our chart. We made this one, and then that's probably why you guys can't find it on TradingView anywhere. But yeah, so BPSPX. So what's so special about the BPSPX? So BPSPX is the bullish percentage index, and it lets you know as a stock market whole how much room is there to run. So think of a car. Say we have a car and we're going down the freeway. Maximum that it can go is 100 miles per hour. So if we were to look at today's reading on the BPSPX, it's 72. So so then recently our maximum has been 80. So let's just change that to 80. Our maximum speed is 80 miles per hour. And right now we're at 72. So that tells us that we have about 8 miles per hour left before we run out of speed, run out of juice to go forward. So this kind of lets us know that we're at the top side of the market. So that's why we're not in a rush to jump into a whole lot of trades, knowing that we have that very small gap to reach before we kind of top out. And once we top out, we could stay up there for a little while, but eventually, we'll start to kind of back away from that top end of the speedometer. And so why is BPSPX powerful? So this bottom line here is the S&P 500. And so if we look back, and so some of our favorite places to really start paying attention on the BPSPX is when it starts to get below 20, below 15 and below 20. And so I mark those as times that are really bullish. So when we're way over here with BPS 15, this usually means that you have Kramer's telling you to sell everything. You have CNBC saying the world's on fire, there's blood in the streets. We may not ever recover, and that's what you usually see during this time. So it's difficult to buy when you're seeing that every day on the news. But if we're paying attention to the BPSPX, and so I put a couple of alerts here to let me know when it reaches those levels. It was let's see, this last time that we had a BPSPX less than 15 was April of 2025. So let's look at April of 2025 on the SPY. And so let's see, last year, and then we're gonna go on the daily chart. And April of 2025, where were we? Okay, it looked like that. Oh, it was here. Let's see. April of 2025. Okay, yeah, this was horrible. Everyone was super panicked. Let's see. I remember at work, everyone was fully sold out of the stock market. And so of April, it actually marked our bottom. And so this is kind of powerful where if you were to time some investments, say some leaps or some equities or some long-term, you got some kind of inheritance from somewhere and you wanted to put it in the market, guess what time that it was a good time to do it? Let's see, going backwards. Okay, that just kept going. So say you potentially picked that up, and then after that you went on vacation for 2 years. and you would have got around a 40% return on using BPSPX. So that's what makes it so much more powerful. And if we were to zoom it out all the way till now, let's just say you held them, it was a couple of SPY calls. 2 years later, 50%, pretty much, yeah, 50% gain since the bottom of that BPSPX. So super powerful here. But yeah, there's a couple ways to access the BPSPX, and let's test another one. Let's look at another time when BPSPX was 15, and this is October 2023. Okay, I remember that time. 2022 was a terrible time to invest. Market just kept going down. So October 2023, another nice, beautiful bottom. And so if you took that one and kept it for a year, what kind of gains would you have gotten? Let's see. Let's look about 50%. 408 to 557. So yeah, if you had those Q calls, some SPY calls, you'd be sitting pretty nicely. Those are some retirement kind of plays, retirement kind of moves. And so there's ways to access the BPSPX, and it's free. And one of them is here from, actually we're gonna get the one from Stock Charts. And it's here. Put an advanced chart. And so I have this pretty much every time I boot up my computer, I look at the bullish percentage index and I want to know what that value is. We're at 72. So it's the top. Over here, what level was this? This level was, let's see. Why am I not getting readings here? So it's below 20s. This is, okay, let me go to another URL. I just want a normal chart. Let's see. Okay, here's a normal chart. 34, this was April 2026, and we had a 32. So let me look for that one. 26, 32. So this is a 32. And then this one, as you guys remember, the orange is S&P. 32 was the low, and you got the MACD crossover. You have RSI as well. You can use that to help you read BPSPX. But yeah, here I'll be sharing this with you guys in the chat. 1 second here. Open BPSPX. And here, I'll put this into the chart. A picture. Hang on 1 second. Copy link. And then putting it in the chart. All right, so there it is in the chart for you guys. And back to the slides. But yeah, so quick pulse check. Drop the indicator that resonated the most with you guys today. Was it MACD or was it money flow, slow stochastic, or support and resistance? Which is the one that you guys like the most? But yeah, you guys got the basics. Now, there's a way that you can build the system around it. So we have a Discord, and it comes with our 3-day live cohort, which is the accelerator. Our next one is 10-10. So what you get is the TTM squeeze setup, 3 gems, sector location scanning, position sizing, and the OTB SPX Paychecks income system. So when you guys sign up for the 3-day course, which is October 3rd, you get 3 systems along with it. And so we also get the done for you ready desktop settings, so you guys can import the whole trading warrior station at your own desk, so you're ready to trade pretty much right after the class. But yeah, some people ask why take a big chance on trading? Because unmanaged risk is dangerous, but if you manage risk, then it's a skill. And so a lot of people ask, where is the real risk? Is it in the education, or is it in the implementation of a system? So with education, you learn the rules before risking actual real money. And a lot of people skip this step. And so this means learning the system, setting the rules, setting your worksheets out, reminders on the monitor, the correct desktop settings, the correct indicators. And after that, you just have to follow the system. Implementation. So with implementation, you have to use structure, you have to use risk management and emotional control when following the systems. And you're not predicting. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, then you start to scale out and sell properly and size properly. And you're just going to follow the system. You're not going to just get greedy on the first green day and sell everything because you see that you're winning, because that play or that entry that you're in still had a lot more juice in the tank. And so our systems help you identify those trades that you guys are in, and they look good for day one, and you guys freak out, and then you wind up selling it too early. It's happened to me. It happens to traders every day, I'm sure. But yeah, one question to ask yourself, where is the real risk? And so the real risk is the implementation part. So without the structure, without risk management and emotional control, you're going in there without kind of like bear in the market with no defense. But yeah, you can't spell rich without risk. So the biggest risk isn't losing money, it's staying financially dependent on one income source forever. So I shared in the groups about my story in 2009 during the Great Recession. I was laid off, and it was one income, one paycheck, and it was a 401k that was blown to smithereens. There was nothing left on that 401k. And then with after getting the cardboard box from work saying that, hey, we're closing down this location, I didn't know how I was going to pay next month's bill. And so that's kind of the light bulb that got me interested in the stock market. Like, how do I prevent myself from blowing up a 401k and being dependent on one single income? And so that experience kind of shaped me on how I view the stock market and how important it is to educate yourself on that. But yeah, here at OTB, we're not trying to look at charts all day. Anand, he runs a business and he also has a family. He can't be on the charts all day as much as he would love to be on the charts, but the systems don't require that. So our systems work around with basically around 30 minutes a day um in the morning. And so how it is on a typical day of OTB, I jump in the Discord at market open for the first 30 minutes, and then I post a couple of alerts of stocks that are breaking out, and then also the Monday OTB paycheck spread. So by Monday we're usually in at about maybe two or three trades. A lot more lately because we're back into buy the dip environment, but for the past 2 months we've kind of been sitting on our hands waiting for the right time to jump in. And so the stock market is kind of like fishing, where even though you'd love to fish every day, but sometimes the conditions they don't support you having to fish every day. You kind of have to strategically find, hey, I need the right wind, I need the right weather, I need the right bait, I need to use the right sonar, we're going to use the right boat, we're going at this time of the day, and then that's how you maximize on that fish
Give me
count.
some kisses.
So same thing. If you just fished every day, you probably would throw a bunch of bait in the water and then not catch any fish. So stock market works really similar to that. But yeah, most of our members in the Discord, they work full time. They don't stare at charts all day, and so we just go in and trade for the first hour of the day, and then after
I
that,
came in the studio.
we manage our trades throughout the day. But yeah, so try to think of what would you do with an extra 10 hours in a week. Not hustling, not a second job, not taking up a part-time job at Burger King or Starbucks or doing DoorDash. Think about if you were trading from your phone. Could be at your desk at work on your own terms, while your family gets the version of you that isn't burnt out. But yeah, there's some members that try to join our Discord and our accelerator service. But the thing is that they work in a government controlled kind of building. So with high security, they're not allowed to bring their phones. So unfortunately, this student, he had to decline our class because our trades happen in the morning, and so he's usually at work at that time. So it's like you got to find a way. So he's like, maybe his wife will join and then she'll trade because he's kind of stuck in the warehouse that's government security controlled, and then that could be one way. So we'll probably hear from him probably by this summer on this next cohort. But yeah, the seats are filling up for 10-3. Right now we have 5 registered students. So ping me or Nanan for that link, and I'll also drop it in the chat. And so these are some of the real gains from directly from our Discord from our members. And so one of them here is on our member highlights is Riva. So she took an ARM call based off a order flow information and news. And so she turned her one call into almost a 10 grand option trade. And then Michael, this one was a while back, but he did a Microsoft call. And this was one of our alerts in the Discord. He cleaned up pretty nicely on that. And then this one here, um, I mean, he's not a member. I mean, he's in the chat. He's a co-founder, Anand. He's managing his AIM position using MSFU, and so that's leveraged Microsoft. So he had 500 shares. It was a shares play, and then he exited that with 15K. So that one was a nice winner. He still has 500 left on that MSFT. So looking to let go of those trades as they start to go into more green. So he's locking in that profit. But yeah, so the first so a little bit more background on BPSPX. It's the bullish percent index for the S&P 500. It kind of lets you know how much room do we have to run. Above 60 is a bullish market. We can stay overbought for quite some time. So don't take that as a shorting signal. Below 30, oversold. Keep your eyes open when you're seeing it below 30. It means something's happening. That boat is turning around. And then you can use RSI to also help time your entry on the BPSPX. And if you're not watching it, and if you're in our group and if you're in the Discord, we'll be reminding you that hey, BPSPX is this, so you have to start shifting in. So yeah, if one trade like that, you could be done for the whole year with a trade using the BPSPX signal in a normal environment, not a rate hike environment. But yeah, once again, this will not work in a rate hike environment. So that's one word of warning on the BPSPX. So use this cautiously. Use it to inform yourself on making decisions. Uh, but we're looking for moderators. Our Facebook group is getting larger and larger. So we're right around 40,000 members. If you guys want to be a moderator and join our moderators chat, just ping us or ping the chat so that way we can get in touch with you. Just leave your email address so we can reach out to you if you guys want to join. But yeah, what are the things that we need from moderators? It's to help keep the group safe, help enforce community rules, answer basic questions, and also you might be able to prompt some polls or discussions with the Facebook group. But yeah, it's mainly fighting spam and catching spam. But yeah, so what's next for you? You guys can stay and learn free. We do this every Sunday, and then we also have content on our school page and on the Facebook page, and we also have our YouTube. If you guys are brand new to trading, we recommend the quick start. Don't just jump into the accelerator. Get the basics first. The quick start's only $47. We can get that link to you. Just type OTB. If you guys have had some screen time, you guys have traded in the markets at least 2 years of screen time, the accelerator might be for you. You'll walk away with 3 systems, and they all work in all different kinds of environments. So you can kind of change the tool based off the environment that we're in, because you can't use the same tool the entire time of the market. Like say it was bounce off the 21 EMA or EMA crossovers. You can't use that the entire year, and it only works at certain times of the year where the environment favors that specific strategy. But yeah, I guess we can do Q&A. If you guys have questions, type it in the chat and we can go over those. Let's see, we're at 6:09. Okay, so yeah, we're making good time. We can do questions. Um, oh yes, BPSPX. It's for view. If you make a copy, and if you guys have uh, um the upgraded trading view, then you can change it however. But yeah, it should be a view only on your side. So yeah, Kenny, good question. For the Discord group, it comes with the accelerator program. And so the accelerator program is the 3-day training. And it's pretty much it's a me and Anon, and we do it live on October. We do it over 3 Saturdays, and then each session is about 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes sometimes because there's a lot of material. And the trading accelerator gives you the 3 days, and you also get the Discord. And so that's right here. That's the swing trader masterclass. You get the course. You get this is the 3-day sessions. You get the trading view scanner and config files. You get the 1% system trading, and then you also get the lifetime Discord. And so that's included. And so with this program, you get one clarity call with your session. So what a clarity call is a 1 hour. It could be about anything. It could be about the material that we just went over. It could be about systems. It could be about anything that you're having trouble with. So you can use that 1 hour clarity call in the future after you've completed the class. But that price is $997 for the accelerator. And so these are our other programs: the Quick Start, Clarity, Swing Trading Accelerator, and the VIP. We had one student that completed the VIP. That one was 90 days boot camp. So it was 12 weekly one-on-one calls and text and chat support. And we also could do a couple live trades on that one. But yeah, this is our website, and I'll put it in the chat. And let's see.
Oh, and yeah, we'll be also, putting in a beginner's course for those who have not, traded and don't have the experience with short trading.
Yeah, we have something new. Anon has been finalizing the curriculum for the beginner's mastery course. And so that's going to be added as one of our new courses.
Yes, if there are no more questions.
All right. There might be one next Sunday. So keep an eye out, guys, in the events tab.
Mhm.
We'll do another session where we're recording our YouTube content. You guys are welcome to join. And then
Yeah.
thank you guys for
Thank you,
joining.
guys.
See you guys next Sunday, and we'll see you guys in the Facebook group.
Yeah. Stop the